could have ended up on someone's plate. I could have gotten filleted and frozen and shrink-wrapped into those little bitty fish squares and deep-fried, put into some brightly colored box in the freezer section of your local supermarket. Oh, oh, oh!
Shut the fuck up! Do you know what shut the fuck up mean?
Yep, we're back to this stuff. So for those who don't know, I reviewed a series called Gaither's Pond back in summer of 2018, and it was quite the trip. This cartoon has some of the weirdest animation and ugliest characters I've ever seen.
But no, I gotta run a retraction. I've gotta stick with the facts.
The series itself was made back in the late 90s and early 2000s by a guy named Benji Gaither. He formed a studio called Live Bait Productions, and it's responsible for a handful of terrible animated films.
Go to digs, yeah, you go to digs. Show on, if you're small or big, you go to digs. Come on.
Part of Genji's effort of making Gaither's Pond was cashing in on his father's network of colleagues. For those who don't know, the Gaither name is well known in the Christian music industry. Bill and his wife Gloria have been singing for many, many years, and they've made quite a few friends along the way. Their son Benji reached out to said friends and recruited their music and voice talent. Well, if you want to call it talent.
Can I be your security advisor, Vestal? I'd be perfect. Everybody gets along with a ladybug.
There were a total of 4 episodes created of Gaither's Pond, but I was only able to review 3 of them last time, since one was missing. Well, it turns out that this one is no longer lost. It now exists online, and I feel that it's my sacred responsibility to review this episode, The Lower Depths.
Across the reeds, children out of bondage. He said he'd free them from Pharaoh's evil hand. He said he'd guide and protect them on their journey and lead them to the promised land.
This looks rough. And that's saying something when you compare it to the other episodes. The Lower Depths was the first episode of Gaither's Pond, and it looks completely different. Instead of having uncanny valley faces, we have basic shapes and god-awful textures. I mean, these characters are minimalistic to the nth degree.
Anyway, as I was saying...
Hey, Bullfrog!
To Benji's credit, he never claimed to be a professional animator. But that doesn't mean he's free from constructive criticism. And folks, I'm gonna constructive criticize the fuck out of this. So we start off just like the other episodes, with a theme song, featuring clips from the upcoming episode. And let me tell ya, that's a bad idea. It just gives people more reason to go ahead and turn off the TV.
Hunker down and hang on to your seat, 'cause we'll fly high to the southern gospel beat.
Off the bat, you can tell how low the animation quality is. In the other 3 episodes, as disgusting as they are, things were a bit more complex. But here, it's just basic shapes.
Hi, friends. Glad you could make it. I was so busy singing, I forgot what time it was. It's a beautiful day here on Gaither's Pond, isn't it?
So this is a frog, and he wears boots. Okay. He's like the narrator or something. We then meet some of the other characters from the pond, and they look awful.
I'm just out running around on my way to try to find Howard and me some breakfast, but I'll see you around.
I think she's supposed to be the goose from the future episodes, but it's hard to tell with all of the fucked up textures and shadow effects.
Hey, Bullfrog!
Oh my god. Why is the camera so close to your ugly face? That's really a common issue in this series. The characters are way too close to the screen.
We're on our way, Big Bass Bill.
What the actual fuck was that about? What's the context? Did I miss something? I legit thought that this frog had the deepest voice in the world. But then this guy talks, with a voice that's damn near demonic.
And Crawdad Sumner, we call him CD for short. He's the ugliest crawdad I ever seen.
You ain't gonna win no beauty contest either.
Like, could you imagine hearing that from your closet at night? I'm the demon shrimp.
I'm on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad.
And there's our first random song. This happens all the time with Gaither's Pond. Take a Christian song, have some characters sing along to it, and boom, that's 60% of the episode right there.
For I just talked this morning to the great and higher power, and he said he is alive and well.
After that song, we're introduced to a character called Guppy. He's some fish who has an addiction to fish lures, hence the title of the episode.
I was just having a look at this here shiny thing.
No, Guppy, you don't want to do that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, don't be silly, Bullfrog. It's just a sparkly. I was just taking a look at it. It won't hurt me.
SpongeBob, let me ask you something. Does this look dangerous?
And he's got a very weird trait here. Like, I'm not sure if those are flippers or sideburns.
It was the sound of a brand new bass lure making a clean splash after a perfect cast of Little Benji's fishing rod.
That might be one of the ugliest humans I've ever seen. So the frog tries to distract Guppy by telling him that they should go listen to some birds sing.
Listen, do you hear? That's the martins. Why don't you come with me? Let's go hear them sing.
Why do you whisper that? All right. He sounds so defeated. Hey, Guppy, let's go hit up the bar. All right. We then get another random song by these ugly, I guess I'll call them birds.
I had gone astray, I had lost my way when I called upon his name. Then he rescued me, now the song I sing. What a loving God is he.
So Frog is lecturing Guppy about fishing lures and how they're dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Now look here. Don't touch. See behind this pretty yellow feather on the back of the shiny metal part? Look carefully. What do you see?
What is that?
That, my friend, is a hook.
Wait a second. Why are they playing two songs in the background at the same time?
They swim along and see something shimmering in the water. They think it's a worm or a small fish, and they try to eat it once they've closed their mouth on it.
Oh, that's horrible.
The lesson here is essentially how there are some things in the world that look nice, but are actually dangerous. It all boils down to temptation.
But, Bullfrog, if it's so dangerous, why is it so pretty?
That's the whole point, Guppy. It's a trap. Sometimes pretty things are pretty just so you won't see how deadly they are. We have to learn how to tell the difference between the real thing and the trap.
And it's song time again. And guess what? It's about Moses.
So God took Moses by the hand. He said, Moses, tell old Pharaoh to set him free. But old Moses wanted a way to get out, cause in his mind he is beginning to doubt. He said, Lord, old Pharaoh ain't gonna listen to me. Well, the Lord said, son, throw down the rod. So Moses did, then he cried to God, cause it turned to a snake of evil and wicked as sin. Then he cried again with an awful wail, for the Lord said to seize him by the tail. And Moses did, then it turned to a rod again.
That ain't my Moses. We then get a very weird intermission that says the cornfield 4. And I have no idea what it means. We aren't in a cornfield, and there hasn't been a cornfield 1, 2, or 3. So, what's this about? We then got these random birds singing a weird song. It's innocent enough at first, but then they go off the rails with their screaming voices, clipping body parts, and enlarging heads. It's like a fucking fever dream. Look, one of the birds is even drowning. We then cut back to Guppy as he swims to a deeper part of the pond.
Bullfrog, Swanette, Harp Lowry,
Did he just echo himself? We then get another fever dream as Big Bass Bill lectures Guppy.
You know you're not supposed to be up here. If you don't listen as a little guppy, when you grow up to be a big guppy, you're going to get in a whole lot of trouble. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you, little guppies, do you understand?
Oh, okay, yeah, this episode is confusing the out of me. And again, why do the characters get so close to the camera? Guppy then finds himself in front of this creature that tempts him with a worm.
I am awfully hungry, and her face is so pretty.
Here's the thing, though. I'm 99% sure that the lesson they're trying to get across here is that you shouldn't think with your dick. Ooh, I'm sorry. I meant to say worm.
Sometimes pretty things are a trap.
Guppy takes the bait, gets caught on a fishing line, and gets stuck on the shore.
You know amphibian, What?
Throw me.
What? I can't hear you, Guppy. Speak up.
I can't breathe. Throw me. Toss me.
So according to Guppy, he was able to get free because he prayed to God. Yeah, I'm not making this up.
Will you pray with me, Bullfrog?
I would be honored.
And finally, we get one more song from a sea turtle in a freshwater pond.
I have no regrets, for he walks beside me. Why should I worry? Why should I fret?
But honestly, that's the least of our worries. After watching this episode, I realized that despite my low expectations, they were still too high. I know we usually do my 5 points during this part of the video, but I'm gonna skip it this time. It's literally the same stuff I said in the last Gaither's Pond review. All you need to know is that it's gross and it's clunky. The weird thing, though, is how there was actually potential here. Nothing fantastic, but at least something competent. You see, there was a studio called ZGE that worked alongside Benji. Unlike his studio, ZGE actually knew what they were doing and knew how to do animation. If you check out their website, you can see character models and even demo reels that showcase what Gaither's Pond could have looked like. It also explains why the salamander model looks so different from everything else in this particular episode. It's because it was outsourced, but everything else was done by Benji. It is so confusing, and I'm not sure why they didn't go with this stuff. It's clearly superior to this hot garbage, but oh well. But I do want to mention something that's pretty cool. A few months ago, I got an email from a viewer who reached out to Benji. He turned out to be a cool guy who acknowledges how hilariously bad Gaither's Pond is. He even said that it would be funny if his animations were considered some of the worst of all time, kind of like a Hall of Fame thing. Hey, props to him for having a sense of humor and being able to laugh at his past work. At the end of the day, that's really all you can do. And with that, we're done here at Gaither's Pond. See ya, Benji. We're finally done talking about your
Every man has a time in his life when his sinful nature takes over his desire to serve God and do his will.
No. I know for a fact that movie is nowhere to be found. It is lost forever, and we're gonna keep it that way. Oh, no.
Oh, fuck me. My name is Jonah, and I am one of God's fortunate chosen in a long line of saints, known as mighty messengers.